Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, baby. 2023. I'm not going to say, the bitch beat my ass, but she got some hands, okay? But we're here. We made it. And thank God for that, okay? Hey. Welcome back to another episode of Girrrrrl Podcast. I am your host, Jade Cabrya. So, if you guys are watching the visual on YouTube, hey girl, what's up? I hope y'all, it's a special occasion. Not only is it my first episode of the year, but it's a real nigga holiday. Okay, the baddest bitch's birthday. Okay, this one. Okay, Capricorn season. What's that? 1/8/95, baby. 29 years around the sun. Thank you, God. Okay, it is my birthday, y'all, and I have so many thoughts. So many thoughts. 28 ate me up. Okay, it went ahead and ate me up, but that's okay because 29 and fine. I'm coming back, with a little vengeance. So it's cool. But yep, goat season. Shout out to all the Capricorns. It's just the best way to start the year, having a birthday. I don't know. It just always makes sense to me that I'm a Capricorn. But anywho, for today's episode, I wanted to talk about, I've had so much self-reflection from my just life in general, this past year, just a lot. I think becoming 29, it is such a blessing. I remember thinking about all of my peers, all of my childhood friends that, they're no longer with us and they didn't make it, to 28. They didn't even make it to 25, 26. And that has been very heavy on my heart. And I think especially with COVID, the pandemic, I've just been very grateful. I have not been in a party mood. Everybody's like, oh, I can't believe you're not doing it for your birthday. Y'all don't know how many times I've heard that today. I should have gotten $1 for every time I heard that today. Even people that I don't even know, just my supporters, they're like, oh girl, I'm surprised you have some big extravaganza. I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. And I don't know, this year I have an idea of what it's giving, but I just don't want to speak on it just yet. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring in this year, reflecting, being grateful, all of the things. I didn't want to, I don't know. It's just a little different when you're getting older, and with me self-reflecting, I've been feeling great, feeling terrible, feeling happy, feeling sad, just all kind of emotions because you just think about everything that's went on these last few years or, this past year. And for me, it was just a little bit of everything. So yeah, but anywho, I'll be celebrating the whole month of January. What's up? Okay, Cash App is Jade Cabrya, JCabrya. Anybody wants to know? But anywho, I don't want to make this episode to be too long because I do have a lot to say. And I just want to say that, yeah, over the past 29 years, I have learned so much, girl. So much. I learned so much before the age of 21 that I could tell y'all, but I felt like it would have been so fitting for my comeback, beginning of the month, new year, birthday, for me to just reflect on the things that I've learned within the last 29 years. And I went back and forth in my head so many times about this episode, well, isn't that kind of something you do when you're 30? I don't know, because 30-year-old Jay may be on a whole new wave, but 29-year-old Jay, it's girl, let's reflect and just talk about some things that we wish we knew, or things that we learned in our 20s. So let's get to it. Okay, so number one, and this may be simple, but I think it's one that I just let fly and a lot of other people, but every action does not need a reaction. Even if it's a small reaction, you're still feeding into it still giving a reaction. And if that's one thing I could have went back and did differently in my early 20s, I would have, because I reacted to so many things that didn't even deserve my attention, let alone a response. And I'm sorry, I said number one. That's number 29. So I'm going down from 29 all the way to number one. So number 28. It's literally my world. Okay. Everyone else is just living in it. I have the right to promote, demote, do away with, omit, whatever as I please. And that's actually something I'm going through right now, because I just feel like this last year in my 20s, also being a mother, being an entrepreneur, my life just looks so different than a lot of other people's lives. And I just feel like I have to constantly remind myself that we grow. You know, when we grow, everybody can't go. I like that. Everybody can't go when you grow. I like that. But yeah, so everybody can grow. It grow with you. You know, you're constantly growing. Everybody not meant to go. So that's one thing that I have to constantly remind myself. 27, baby. My whole life I have seen this, but this last year I have felt it more than ever. And that is, blood means absolutely nothing and it will never be thicker than water, despite the saying. I think that one goes without, further explanation. But I do just want to say that, this last year just kind of taught me that all skin folk ain't kinfolk, and even your kinfolk don't really be your folk. Okay. 29, 28, 27. It's not really, let me see if I could do this. 27. Hold on, y'all. 26. I could never lose this race against life, saying how I will always be my own competition. I think the closer we get to 30, that is like a constant reminder. Like, I know a lot of my friends, they'll say things like, oh, everybody I know, they're either getting married, they're having kids, they're traveling the world. I think it's important to remember, like I just said, everyone is in different spaces in life. What my everyday looks like for you is not the same for you, and vice versa. So I think that's just a constant thing that we all have to remember. You can never lose when, baby, you your own competition. Next one might not make a whole lot of sense if you don't know what I'm referring to, but I want y'all to go check it out. When I was going through a very hard time, post-grad depression, went through a divorce, before I was even 25, just all kind of crazy things. I was just at this point where I remember constantly asking, like, why? Like, I didn't have to go through that. Like, why did I have to go through that? And I remember when I was pregnant with my baby in 2022, I think it came out in 2022. I don't know if her album came out 2021 or 2022, but Queen Naja, her album came out. I can't even think of the name of the album right now, guys. I'm sorry. I put it in the show notes. But she has a song called Beautiful. And the name is so fitting, y'all. I kid y'all not. I used to be so like just attached to this song without really realizing what she was saying until I was pregnant. And I used to hum it to my baby all the time. She loves that I sing this song. Even today, like when she's upset, I'll start singing it. She'll start smiling. I'm not going to sing it now because, baby, I really don't have the voice for real, like I think I do. But the song is called Beautiful, and she has this line in it where it's like, it was all meant for the good, it was for my good, and I thought it was for my bad. Now who in the world imagined that? Are the heartache and headache and mistakes, like just that song. I just always think about that line, like, it was all meant for the good, it was for my good, and I thought it was for my bad. Like, oh girl, I can listen to that song all day, because facts. Like, you don't be thinking you're like you'll be going through something and you'll be like, well, why am I going through this? Like, why? And it's all for a reason. Like, it's beautiful. Like, at the end of the day, like, the way your journey just plays out, it's a very beautiful thing. And it's something that I have vowed to really embrace this year, like for real, because the journey is very beautiful. Next, be more intentional about any and every thing, not thing, but thing, okay? Next, um, disappointing people is good. It's really good, and I'm gonna tell you why. The more, and I'm not gonna say like, of course, you have some type of disappointments and they're like, addicted to drugs, and you have those type of disappointments where it's like, okay, yeah, you're a disappointment for sure, sorry. But like, I'm talking about like life decisions, things like that. That's good. Like, it really is. It is good to be disappointed because people create their own expectation or narrative of you, and it's like, if you're not falling in line with what that narrative is that they have in their head of you, then it's like the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a little disappointment is always good because then that means you're truly living your life for you and not for others, if that makes sense. If I feel it, then it's true. Okay, that's my next one. Baby, if I feel it, then it's true. There have been so many times I went against my intuition and I felt like this little feeling, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I go against that. And I can honestly say, like, these past few years, I've been really good at going with my gut feeling, especially becoming a mom. I feel like becoming a mom, I'm not gonna say you don't have a choice, but it's just like your intuition is even stronger, and my intuition was already strong. So now that I'm a mom, it's just kind of like, yeah, nah, you cannot tell me that because I know it, I feel it. I might not be able to explain it. And being a very intuitive person, it's weird because I'll tell somebody something's gonna happen. Y'all, I have no idea how, but I just be feeling stuff like, and everybody has been telling me I need to tap into that more. And I do because I be right. Like my man always be like, well, you need to speak us into being millionaires. He always say that anytime I'm right about a situation. He'd be like, well, can you go ahead and speak us into millionaires? I don't know how. I won't have any evidence. I won't have any proof, tangible proof. Like, sometimes God will come to my dreams and reveal stuff. Sometimes he won't. I just will feel it. So, if I feel it, it's true. Next. People make fun of things that they can't understand only to turn around and do that exact same thing they made fun of you for. I've just noticed in life, when you're like the butt of the joke constantly with people, friends, whatever, usually it's because they're either making fun of something they can't understand, or it's a little that green monster on them, and they maybe a little envious, or a lot of people can't just say like, oh, you inspire me. Instead of saying that, I don't know, these days people joke about something and make you the butt of the joke when it's like, you just want to turn around and do it worse than I did it. But okay. Now, one, I really wish I would have started this like back in high school. Focus on the people that are focusing on you. I have spent way too much time focused on people that do not matter, or wondering why people not here, or why such and such didn't show up again, or dang, such and such don't ever be there for me, or such and such could have did this better. Like, why am I focusing so much on who's not here when I have a good group of people who are here? They're here. They show up every time on a dime. So everything's fine. Like, why am I tripping about people that's not even here, or that's not even worried about me? Next, never stop striving to be a better you. So don't be afraid to reinvent yourself as many times as you want or need to. This is something that I live by, girl. If you follow me on social media, even just like people that I know, one thing about me, I'm going to reinvent myself. If I want to be a carpenter tomorrow, baby, I'm enrolling in carpentry school. I don't even know if that's a thing. I don't know if that's a word. But that's just like, how quick I could kind of, because yeah, if it's not serving me, we starting over. Oh, thank you. These, I was just about to say, these are so nice. Right. Smell like a little, so hood, so romantic. I don't know what I was saying. My man, I know y'all can't see, but my man just surprised me with some flowers. You know, it's my birthday, and I wanted some pink flowers, so he got me some flowers. My man, my man, my man. Yes, okay, very appreciative. But okay, sorry, I don't know what I was saying. I think I was just saying like, yeah. Reinvent yourself as many times. I always think about that post where it's like you're afraid to enroll into school at 30 because it's going to take you 4 years. So you'll be done by 34. And then it says something like, but you're so busy worrying about the age that you never start. So by the time you really think about it, you'll be like 40. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. And I know that's not how the saying actually goes. But it's just basically like the longer you wait, the older you get. So it's like you should just do it immediately. That's what I should have said. Another one, have fun. Make stupid decisions, not too stupid, of course. Stay up late, take vacations, just live. I remember so many times I was so stressed out about just life. And granted, some of that, you know, wasn't my fault. Wasn't like I wanted any of the responsibility, things like that. But I can say with that, I don't know if I could have, but it's like I wish I would have still found time to just be a kid. You know, I remember feeling like I was really living for real when I was in college because I had friends who were like, girl, that can wait. Like, what the hell? We're here to party. Like, yeah, we know we're going to get degrees, but we're here to party. And I'm forever appreciative of that because I was just so work strict, you know, like I just really wasn't living for real. So very appreciative of that. This one is a good one, and I need ladies, I need y'all to listen and listen good, okay? This one, I don't think the girlies are gonna really like, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Focus on your paper before focusing on that man penis. Okay? Like, I don't know what it is, but sometimes women, like, we can just go too hard to where we crashing out, especially about an ain't shit ass nigga or undeserving ass man. It's like, if he's taking you off of like your game, you're not able to focus and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about like, you know, spats, little arguments, you thinking all day like, oh, that nigga, blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about where you're constantly distracted because of the ping. I'm gonna need y'all to hop off that ping and hop in y'all bag. Okay? And that was a lesson to myself too at one point when I was a little younger. Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave, or I'm gonna do this later to go hang out with this boy and girl, do what you need to do first, then go have fun. Okay. Another one that I have, just never be afraid. You know, I feel like anxiety can fill us so quickly, especially myself. And I think having like that solid faith, of course, will like omit some of that. But I think just like the world's just so anxiety filled or just like fearful of what others think or what other people, you know, feel, or fear of like being embarrassed and stuff like that. I always had like a fear of like my art being judged. And that's something I've always shared. Like, I'm an artist at the end of the day. I'm a creative person. And for me, like T.I. said, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. I'm sensitive. And so for me, like makeup and the content I create, it's art. It's not just content that I'm just putting out. It's stuff that I visually like to look at. And I feel like that made me so just fearful. And it happens a lot. Like, you know, a lot of people are like that these days. And another one, my second to last one, then we're almost done, girl. So we're now at number 2 because that countdown was terrible, but we're at number 2. And my second point, I would say, I think it's to always stay true to yourself. You know, I've had so many times where I've kind of gone against the grain or something that I knew wasn't really me, and thankfully I got out of that, in my early 20s. But we see a lot of that today. Like, I mean, and I'm not, this is no shade to nobody, but this is just an example. Like, BBL culture, the just surgery culture, the women playing with their face, touching their noses. Hey, you like it, I love it. Anybody can do whatever they want to do. I do just think a lot of it is bandwagon. I truly do. I do think a lot of it is bandwagon, especially like the nose, the lip fillers. It's just like, no way we're looking at the same thing. But I digress. Because again, everyone's beautiful in their own way. I do just think it's a bit much, but I mean that with everything, like bandwagon, not just looks, just mentalities, just everything. It's just everything is very bandwagon these days, and I think it's important to still keep that uniqueness about yourself. The things that just differentiate you from everybody else. Number my first point will always be, always remember to walk by faith and not by sight, which to me is kind of what I was saying earlier in one of the later points, or earlier points. So to me, that just means like, no matter the circumstance, the place, the environment, the situation, whatever, you always need to walk with confidence, that if your world go up in flames today, God gonna start making a way and putting out fires tomorrow. And for me, I always have that type of mentality, like no matter what, God is going to make a way for me. And I think it's a beautiful feeling to have when you do have that confidence in him and knowing that things are going to be okay. And I've always felt like that, but I feel like when I got pregnant, being pregnant and becoming a mom for the first time, it's a lot of uncertainties, a lot of question marks. And I remember telling myself, like, you know what? I got this. God got us. When I was kind of antsy about, just being pregnant for the first time and everything. And even like last year when I was telling y'all about my job, the last episode, be sure to check the episode out if you haven't, how I almost talked myself out my spot. Yeah, like same situation. I remember saying, yeah, I got this. And I literally got it. I love that for me. But anyway, this was my birthday special episode. I just really wanted to share just some of that wisdom of the things that I have learned throughout these 29 years. And I hope that you guys could take something away from this. If not everything, because I dropped some gems, but at least, one or two things, that'll be great. But like always, you guys, be sure to follow us on social media at Girl Boo Podcast. If you have any suggestions, any type of video topics you would like for me to do, be sure to email me at jadecabrya@gmail.com. That's JADECABRYA@gmail, or you can send me a DM. And yeah, be sure to visit my website, www.jadecabrya.com, for more information. And I will see y'all in my next episode. Mwah.